July 6th through July 12th. And we start off, again, the moon's in Pisces until right before lunch, and it moves into Aries, cardinal fire sign of Aries. The moon will be there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday until 4:31 p.m. So a lot of full speed ahead energy with the moon in Aries. We know we already have Saturn, the planet of responsibility, hanging out in Aries. We have Neptune, the planet of illusion and delusion, the planet of healing and creativity, in Aries. So the moon's going to come along and kind of visit and mingle with them. So there'll be some of that energy in the air. So we'll be able to get things done. We may have a lot of creative projects we're working on. And speaking of Neptune, Neptune begins its retrograde on the 7th, on Tuesday the 7th, and it's going to be retrograde until December 12th. So the cosmic fog clears and we can see the reality of situations. Dreams and intuition will be activated during this period. Interesting stuff. Now, the 7th is also the last quarter moon in Aries, and this is waning energy. And remember, this is conjunct Saturn. So Saturn is a planet of hardship, of responsibility, and we know it brings us great success over time, but we already have the moon waning, reducing, right, coming down off this full moon, and it's conjunct Saturn, the rule keeper. So if you need to move ahead with something, we were saying, yeah, there's a lot of forward movement because the moon is in Aries. But if you're going to launch something new, or you really want to get something big done, wait until the Leo new moon on July 14th. That will have more easy energy to put things out there. Talk yourself down from moving forward. If there's something, if you're like, no, I just want to do this, or I'm just feeling impulsive, I want to do this, please wait. It'll be in your best interest and in the best interest of your project. Now, the moon moves into Taurus Wednesday at 4:30, and so we'll have some grounded earth energy coming into the picture, which honestly, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of grounded energy right now. There's a lot in Gemini. There's a lot of planets in Aries. And now Leo's got a lot of activity. But Venus is going to move into Virgo, earth sign. And then the moon will be in Taurus. So Venus makes its move on the 9th, on Thursday the 9th. And it will stay there until August 6th when it moves into Libra. So this is a good time for accepting invites, but we know that opportunities come with strings attached. They just do. So be shrewd. Venus, people who are born with Venus in Virgo know better than to take the apple from the witch, right? They know better than to spin the spinning wheel that has magically appeared in their house, okay? So examine things, be specific, pay attention to detail, and also show love through acts of service. And, when I was researching this, I was really taken with that because I have Venus, even though I have Venus in Sag, it's in Virgo's house. And I always feel like I show people love through doing stuff for them, right? Or cooking a meal for somebody. So I think it's interesting that Venus in Virgo is related to love through acts of service. So remember, Venus is not in its favorite position when it's in Virgo. And Virgo can be really nitpicky. Virgo is the analyzer and it wants to assess everything. And so we have to go easy. I always feel like I have to go easy on myself, especially when I look in the mirror or put a bathing suit on, right? Very Venus and Virgo, and we can drive ourselves insane. So go nice and easy there. Now, let's see. The moon stays in Taurus the 8th, the 9th, the 10th until 6:42 p.m. on Friday the 10th. Then it will move into Gemini. So we'll have a big Gemini weekend. Gemini social, right? Gemini is like a little bit of everything. Gemini wants to talk and hang out with friends. But remember, Gemini's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury's in retrograde. So it's just interesting. Now, Mercury is considered Cazimi on July 12th, Sunday the 12th. And Cazimi means in the heart of the sun. So Mercury retrograde is going to cross the sun. Now, information may be correct, but the timing is going to be off. So here we are again with the timing thing. Wait and see after 8:23. Okay, be ready for a last minute confession or a plot twist. I always say you never know what you're going to find out during a Mercury retrograde. It's very interesting. Information can just fall in your lap, especially on a Gemini weekend. So the moon will stay in Gemini until 6:46 p.m. on Sunday the 12th, when it will move into Cancer, and we'll be heading to a Cancer new moon. All right, I'm getting some cards for you here for this week ahead. See what you need to know. Some themes here. Bunch of decks, some really great decks. I'm really enjoying this travel tarot. It's been a lot of fun. And Moonjube is like so my speed. I really like it. I like the art. Sometimes some of those decks that, I don't know, sometimes they're hard to read. This one so far, I've been able to read it pretty well. All right, let's see what we've got. Your first card is the Ace of Swords. And we've kind of got like this fairy floating on the handle of the sword. And we've got this beautiful crown at the top of the sword, almost like this flowered eye, the evil eye, the eye of protection. And we see people kind of just mingling down at the bottom. So very Gemini-like. We're talking about a Gemini weekend. Ace of Swords. Going to be lots of ideas, right? Gemini, Mercury retrograde, we're revisiting old ideas. But remember, timing is everything. Second card is the Judgment card. I love that they made Judgment New York City. So there's like a little cruise boat there looking at the city, Judgment, Scorpio energy. And so this is about letting go of the past, letting go. And this month, we're going to have some Pluto energy to help us out towards the end of the month to really help us with letting go. And we've got the amazing Judgment card here. We've also got the Nine of Swords and more air energy. All those swords are thoughts. And she's waking up. You know, this is often called the insomnia card, so I hope she got a good night's sleep. She's grabbed one of those swords, and maybe she's going to run with an idea. You know, there's basically referencing the first card, the Ace of Swords. Oracle card is the camouflage card. It's kind of a weird one. It almost feels like COVID wearing a mask. Camouflage. And then let's see what card number 25 is, what the book has to say here. Number 25 says, remain vulnerable. Affirmation, I let go with grace and ease. A man kneels his lover's feet. He grabs the ribbon holding her dress together. He clasps her face and looks up and waits for him to let go so she can move on. Symbols, roots, indications of a well-established foundation and a fresh start. Belt, containment, and a pact between the wearer and their divine source. Upward, gaze-seeking, answers from above, or a request for help. I go with grace and ease is the affirmation. Interesting. I don't know. That didn't line up for me. I felt like he was kind of holding her down, and I felt like this Judgment card was there for her to release those things that are holding her down, but maybe doing so with grace. Okay. And the camouflage card is kind of an interesting one. I'm just going to put one more with it because I don't really understand what it's trying to tell me. And it's the imitation card. And he looks like he's like in a play,
So he's trying to be someone, right? And camouflage, she's trying to cover who she is. And this other one, someone's trying to pull her down. So I get a lot of like, almost somebody with this other woman yawning here. It almost feels like enough of that and releasing and having this evil eye protection here and kind of like making the cuts of the things of the people who are holding you back, the situations that are holding you back, like you've been like this has been long awaited, like you're tired of it.